Hello, this is my presentation on multilingual language objectives from the Translanguaging Guide. So, the definition of multilingual language objectives. Language objectives are specific goals that guide instruction by identifying the language skills students need to achieve academic success in various subjects. These these objectives support both emergent bilinguals and English speakers in developing necessary language skills related to content areas. So, in my own words, multilingual language objectives focus on what language students must learn and use to be successful in their academic work. Instead of just teaching the content, these objectives help educators pinpoint the specific vocabulary, grammar, and language structures students need to grasp concepts effectively. Basically, it's the goal of what you're trying to teach when you're developing a student's language in their home language and in English. So here are some activities that I included. So this one is for elementary school. Would be a community helpers unit. So description: students would create a poster about community helpers. They will use vocabulary words in both English and their home language to describe each helper's role. This activity enhances their understanding of the topic while practicing language skills. So I included the language objective that you would see on like a lesson plan. So students will identify and use vocabulary related to community helpers in both English and their home language to describe their roles and contributions. So it includes the English and their home language because it's developing the language using the multilingual language objectives. This is an example of what the poster could look like. So as a firefighter, police officer, teacher, doctor, nurse, and construction worker. And it has them labeled in both English and then Spanish. This is another activity that could be done with either elementary school or high school students. So it's My Culture, My Story. And this one is a presentation. So students would create a presentation about their cultural heritage, including traditions, food, and important holidays. They will research and write descriptions using vocabulary in both English and their home languages. Students can include artifacts, images, or even traditional clothing to enhance their presentations. So this is a multilingual, the objective. So students will use key vocabulary related to cultural traditions and descriptions in both English and their home languages to articulate their cultural heritage. So this one they would do about their family and their background. So would be this is an example of one of the slides that could be in someone's project. So important holidays, it's written in both English and their home language. My favorite holiday is Carnival in English and Spanish. And on this day, families come together to celebrate with food, music, and dancing in English and Spanish. So this helps to develop their vocabulary in both languages and enhances the multilingual learning objective. This is an activity that I found online for high school students. So it's a bilingual recipe project. So students select a traditional dish from their cultural background or an international cuisine. They will write the recipe in both English or their home languages, including ingredient lists, cooking instructions, and a brief description of the dish's cultural importance. So the multilingual language objective. So students will write and present a recipe in both English and their home languages using vocabulary related to cooking and cultural significance. So this once again helps the students extend their vocabulary in both languages. I think once again it's good to get the students' background involved, so they're learning about their background, where they come from, and when they present projects like this, it helps their classmates and teachers learn about each student and where they come from. So this is an example. I included the link in the corner from the website. So this is what a student did. So tortillas de arnia, the recipe, included the recipe and then the instructions. And then there would be another portion where the student would include what this means to their family when they eat this. But it once again gets involved the vocabulary in both languages, and that builds on the multilingual language objective. And here is my reference page. So this is the TLG guide, and then this is the website where I found the recipe project. Thank you for watching my presentation.